is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you are doing fantastic, looking good, smelling good, feeling good, loving who you're with and loving yourself, because that is what is important. Guys, today we are talking about a movie from 2025 directed by Mr. Daniel DelPurgatorio. That's a heck of a last name, isn't it? This is called Marshmallow. Okay, so before you know the drill, you guys know what to do before we start. Hit like and subscribe. Man, guys, Marshmallow was interesting. It was very interesting. And you know, the thing is, I didn't know anything about this movie going into it. I had no idea what it was about. The reason that I rented it in the first place was because the cover looked cool. Okay, the cover looked really cool. It's like a little kid. He's like kind of in a swampy area, and there's like a being behind him with like a headlamp on, or like a beam of light shining at him. And when you read the description, you know, that's there with the little trailer or whatever, it sounded really cool. I said, you know what, let's give it a shot. And it was cheap to rent, so I went ahead and I took the chance. And guys, let me tell you, this was a little low budget treat, okay? Now was it something special? No, not really. We've seen this before, but for the amount of money spent on it, it was very well made. And the way that it was written and directed and the way the situations played out was very well organized, if you know what I mean. So basically we have this kid. He's going to summer camp. He doesn't want to go to summer camp, but before he goes to summer camp, his papaw dies, okay? His papaw dies right in front of him at the dinner table. You know, they're eating dinner, talking, and then he has a heart attack, passes away. So the kid, you know, he has that trauma going to camp. He doesn't want to go to camp. But his grandfather says something to him as he's passing away that kind of sticks with the kid. So he's at camp, he's, you know, grieving in his way. He's being picked on and bullied, because so it's like kind of a summer camp movie, right? It's kind of a movie where the kid is awkward. He's shy. He's not really rebellious, but he doesn't really do what he's told either, you know. But he's still a good kid, and he goes to this summer camp, and it's like a coming of age story until we get to the third act, and then we're like, huh? Because it gives us a nice little twist at the end, towards the end of the film. But it's not a twist that is so shocking that it makes up for kind of the pace, because the film does have pacing issues. You know, you're watching it, you see the kid getting picked on a little bit. He makes some friends with some other kids. They're all hanging out. They kind of have their own adventures, but the kid thinks that he sees things, and he's trying to convince people that there's things out in the woods trying to get them. You know, stuff like that. Basic, you know, summer camp horror movie type stuff. But then it takes that turn in the third act, and at first you're like, oh, man, that's shocking. But then when you really get to thinking about it and you process it, you're like, that's not really that shocking. And the way that it was done, it was kind of obvious if you were paying attention. You know, it's not like it was that big of a shock. But I still enjoyed it. The kid actors were really good, particularly the bullies. You know, it's always fun to play a bad guy. You know, it's always fun to be able to be the mean person. You know, so I'm sure that kid had a blast. Nobody wants to be the good guy all the time. Sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops. You want to be a heel. You want to get in there and give him a little Ric Flair. You know, something like that. It's always fun to be the bad guy, but you can tell that kid had a lot of fun playing the bully. You can tell that the kids had a good time together, you know. But again, the production quality of this film is something to be said. But I didn't look up how much the movie actually cost to make. But from the quality of the film to the quality of the acting to the quality of the writing and all that, particularly the set designs and the production value, you can tell that it's low budget. This was made on a shoestring budget, okay? They used bubble gum to tack up stuff on the wall kind of thing. This was low budget, but it was well made. It was well made in the essence of they didn't have to go crazy with special effects because the story didn't demand it. But yet they were able to create a sense of dread, a sense of unease with nothing. You know, and less is more is always a good rule of thumb. If you can get away with doing hardly nothing and scaring people or making them feel a certain emotion, then you're doing your job well. You know what I mean? And they were able to craft senses of dread and unease, and particularly the awkwardness and the violence of the bullies. You're watching, you're like, oh my God, these kids are just out of control, you know? Like, this kid needs to be in jail, not at summer camp. And so it's just, it was really good. You know, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but the film in general is really well made for the budget it had. I'm still not going to be like ranting and raving about it, and I probably won't be looking forward to watching it again anytime soon. But for a one-time watch, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that it was, you know, again, for the budget, very well made. I liked how they were able to create that sense. They were able to draw those emotions out of you, keep you engaged with very little. You know, like I said, special effects were pretty much non-existent except for the things. We'll put it that way. I don't want to spoil anything. The things that were coming after them, you know, that's really the only special effect, and that's not, you know, over the top or anything. It's very, very basic, very simple. And so they didn't have to spend a lot of money there, you know. It was a really fun movie, guys, but that twist at the end kind of throws me off, and it makes it kind of cliche in my opinion. So you can check it out if you want to. I rented it on Prime. I wouldn't say rush out to watch it. I'd wait for it to drop on Shudder or, you know, Screenbox or something like that, because it's one of those type of movies. That's probably where it's going to drop at when it hits streamers. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, guys, go ahead. But it's for what it is, it's well made. It's decent. There you go. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and talking about Marshmallow for a little while. You know, hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, my friends, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.